I know a lot of you guys have questions on how to track macros properly or healthy hacks to kind of eat foods that taste a little bit better instead of eating boring, bland foods like chicken, broccoli, rice, only every single day. So I got a cheeseburger recipe that I like to eat every once in a while, and I'll show you guys how I track properly and how I cook it. So right over here I have our ground beef. This one is actually from the local farm, so the macros aren't on here, but I have another pack of ground beef that we got that's a little bit newer, that's a little bit lighter in fat, so I'll use this kind of for reference. So typically ground beef packs, they will have a serving size of 4, and then it'll have your macros split up per serving size. So this one right over here, for example, comes in 4 servings, and each serving is 11 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 22 grams of protein, which is not too bad. So how I would track this properly is I would divide this up evenly into 4 pieces. So if I'm gonna make 4 burgers, then each serving, if they're made about the same size or same weight in ground beef, then each serving would be 1 burger. So I'm gonna do that with this ground beef from the farm, and I'm gonna do it like this. So I'm gonna cut it right open. First things first, wash your hands, because I know some of you guys are nasty out there and don't wash your hands. So cut it open just like this. Be careful if you're using a sharp knife. I clearly cannot cut. This is not my first time. Look, it's my first time, but it's not. And then once it's cut open, I'm gonna dump it all into a mixing bowl. So dump it all right in here, and then dispose of this right away. All right, so I've got my ground beef right over here. The first thing I'm gonna toss in here is gonna be onions that I have pre-cut. So the way I'm gonna track this, there's 2 ways to track. So first, you could use measuring cups or serving sizes, like this one right over here is a teaspoon. This is the easiest way and the most accurate way to track. But for the onions, I'm gonna show you another way that I like to track, which is with my scale. So first things first, I'm gonna turn my scale on with the ground beef already on. So right now, it says it has 0 weight on the scale, even though the ground beef is already on it. Right now, this is set to 0, so I'm putting it to grams. And something like onions doesn't really have too many calories, so I wouldn't normally track this unless I'm being very, very strict. But for this case, I'll show you guys exactly how I would track. So I'm gonna dump this all in here, and then it's gonna say that I have exactly 100 grams of onions. So if the serving size of the package is 4 serving sizes, 4 burgers, that would, if you divide it up evenly, that would mean 25 grams of onions would be in each burger if everything's set up equally. So that's the first way that you can track. You could put whatever you are pouring the ingredients into on the scale, and then you could zero it out and then pour whatever you want to add into the bowl. That way you have the weight of only what you're adding at that one time. The next way that you could track is, I'm gonna add garlic now. You can use your measuring spoon, your measuring cup, and then you can fill this up to a nice even serving size. So that'd be 1 teaspoon of garlic. You can toss it right in there. Then you can add the rest. So even it out. You have 2 teaspoons of garlic now. So the ground beef, 4 servings for 4 burgers, 100 grams of onions, which is 25 grams per burger, and then I have 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, which is half of a teaspoon per burger. All right, notice I'm doing everything in even quantities, so 4 burgers for everything, divide everything up by 4, so that's the easiest way to keep track of everything. Next I'm gonna add is gonna be soy sauce. So I'm gonna measure this the same exact way. So I'm gonna put this in a teaspoon. It's 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. So each burger has half a teaspoon of soy sauce as well. So that's gonna be it for the ingredients I add. Besides a little bit of olive oil. This is the olive oil spray. It's 0 calories per quarter-second spray. So there are calories in here, but I add just a few sprays. So 8 sprays. That's something I also don't really track unless that's something that I'm like gonna be holding on the nozzle for. In that case, that's something that you really do want to track, but for this scenario, it's not really that important. And then same thing with salt. Add a little bit of salt, which has no calories. Just kind of eyeball the salt. And then that's it. And then I'm gonna mix it all up. So the best way that I found to mix this is just by using your hands. Nice and easy. Make sure you get everything all even. You don't want too many onions in one burger and then one burger to have no onions at all. So I would say mix up with your hands for just about a minute or two. And it's all about mixed up now evenly, I would say. So it's been about 2 minutes. My arm's about to fall off, but it's mixed pretty evenly. So now I'm gonna put my scale away for a moment. Grab my cutting board, and then I'm going to toss everything right on that board. All right, so now I'm gonna flatten it out a little bit. Try to make it an even shape. So the way I like to divide it up evenly to make sure the macros are all even per burger is I like to kind of make a little line right in the middle of both. So I'm gonna cut it in half first. And after that, since it's 4 servings per container of ground beef, I'm gonna cut it into quarters. And then that's it. So now that it's all divided up evenly, I'm gonna compact it, put it together, and make it into a nice little ball. Squish it, and then toss it on the grill. So I'm gonna get everything else prepared. That way, when the burgers are done, I can toss it all together and eat it while it's hot. So what else I have is gonna be pretzel buns. I have cheese, lettuce, and tomato that I already washed. So only thing I have to do right now is cut the tomato up. So no one can judge me on my cutting skills, but I think it tastes best when they come into slices like this. So we're gonna have 4 burgers, and I'm gonna try to cut 8 slices of tomatoes, which probably won't work out, but we'll see what I do. So I've got 4 slices. All right, 6 slices, good enough. So then I'm gonna get my cheese. I'm gonna open it up over here because we normally don't have sliced cheese in the house, but if we have burgers that we're cooking, then we make sure that we're stocked. So got 4 burgers, 4 slices of cheese. And then our lettuce, which already is not rinsed, so make sure you rinse it. Or if it says that it already is rinsed, then you guys are good. So I'm gonna have 4 slices, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna rinse that, and then that's pretty much it. All we gotta do is wait for the burgers. So right now I got on the grill. These, honestly, I recommend if you flatten it out a little bit because they get really thick when you put it on the grill, and then once you add all the condiments and put it on the bun, then they're pretty thick. So if it's too thick, then you can always flatten it out on the grill. And then that's it. They're almost fully cooked. You can grab all the cheese, because you can't have a cheeseburger without cheese. And lay on top of each slice on here. And next thing, there's no matter what you do, these burgers are gonna come out good, but the thing that's gonna separate the good from the great are toasted buns. So you got a top rack, then you're gonna toss the bread on top of there, and then wait a little bit for the final product. Cheese is melted perfectly, so we're gonna toss it on a plate. It's very important that you don't put it on the burger yet, because there's still a little more to do. All right, so the burgers are all done now. They're done cooking. These are the final product. I put the pretzel buns on the grill as well, so they have a nice little char right here. So the first thing that you're gonna put on after that is gonna be some light mayonnaise. So it says right over here that a serving size is 1 tablespoon or 15 grams. So you could measure this either way. So I'll do it both ways for you guys. So here's 1 tablespoon. So I'm gonna do 1 level spoonful. Then, just like this, I'm gonna put it on the bread. So this is 1 serving. just like that. So that's one way that you can measure a condiment like that. The next way that you could do it is by grabbing your scale. Then you would actually put the buns on top of the scale to begin with. So turn the scale on just like this, with everything already on. So right now it says 0 grams, although the bun and the plate's already on the scale. So you grab your mayonnaise, then wait till it gets to 15 grams. So I would do this slowly. So just like that, you can kind of see, since it's so light, the scale doesn't even pick up that I put anything on it. So it still says 0 grams, which obviously is not. So in this case, I would definitely use a measuring spoon or measuring cup or whatever it may be, especially if it's something that's very light. So it looks about like 1 serving. So for that, we are gonna grab our fresh lettuce that is already rinsed and put it on. Then we grab our tomatoes. We've got 2 per burger. And then we're gonna grab our cheeseburger. Put it right on. These smell delicious. I cannot wait to eat these. All right, after that, secret condiment for anything, for chicken, for beef, actually beef kind of sounds gross, but anyway, secret condiment that I like to put on pretty much all my proteins is mustard. So I'm gonna put this right on top. Gotta get a new bottle because it's so good. We go through so much of it. And just to give you an idea, it says that serving size is also 1 teaspoon or 5 grams, and there are practically no macros at all or calories. So actually 0 calories for mustard. So it's a nice little hack for you, just to make anything taste a little better or the flavor taste a little better. So this is the final product. Just like this. Whoop. Then what I like to do, smush a little bit because my beef patty is a little bit thick. And then, super good. That's it. All right, now that all the food is all done, I'm gonna add everything up all together to kind of find out the total, the macros and calories per burger. So I always use MyFitnessPal because this for me is the most simple way to get your whole day's log and keep it consistent, and I feel like it's the easiest to use. So I'm gonna use this ground beef to add everything up just for the video. I know I didn't use this ground beef, but this is the one that we have in the fridge and it has all the macros. So this is a 90% lean, 10% fat ground beef, which isn't too bad depending how the rest of your day goes. If you have a little bit less to eat for breakfast or lunch, you could definitely easily save calories and macros left over at the end of the night for a burger like this. So I always use the scan barcode feature right over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scan the barcode, and then it pulls up the exact macros and calories per serving. So instead of Googling or instead of searching Good Gather organic 90% lean 10% fat ground beef, I would rather scan the barcode just to make sure everything's 100% accurate. So I would put 1 serving for the patty. I would also scan the cheese that I used. I would put 1 slice for that, because again, we're doing each burger. Then, so I've got the burger patty, I've got the cheese. Next thing I'll do is the buns. So I'm gonna scan that as well, because instead of searching for just pretzel bun, so I gotta find the barcode. 1 roll, and then I would add the mayonnaise, 1 serving. So all that I have left is the mustard, which is 0 calorie. tomato, which is practically no calories, lettuce, which is practically no calories, and I believe that's it. What else did I add? So I have the ground beef patty, I have the cheese, I have the bun, I have the mayonnaise. I normally wouldn't add things that are smaller calorie-wise, but just for the reference, just for the video, I'm going to be measuring the onions as well. So if I type in onions, if you guys remember, I did 25 grams per burger, so I would do 25 grams, which is practically nothing, but still. So I've got everything in here, and then let's total it out and see how much it all comes out to. So for the total amount of calories per burger, it comes out to 655 calories. The macros are 26 grams of fat, 36 grams of protein, and 62 grams of carbs. So if you are someone that's on a 2,000 calorie limit, then technically you could fit over 3 burgers into your daily intake. Obviously the macros wouldn't be aligned, but if you're trying to stay under that amount of calories, then it'd be perfect. And also with only 26 grams of fat, if you save this for the end of the day, and then you have like a healthier, more lean breakfast and lunch, let's say like egg whites and maybe 1 whole egg, turkey bacon, an English muffin, just like how I always do, then you could definitely save plenty of room for at least 1 burger. And that's pretty much it. So again, here's the final outcome of the burger. Delicious, the rest of this burger because I'm starving. So if you guys want to see anything else like this, then just let us know. I'll be happy to make more videos.